Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I create my Sims. So I did this video nearly 2 years ago, which is terrifying, but it's actually the second most popular video on my channel, and I realized that you guys found that very helpful. But the thing with that is that was 2 years ago. Okay, my Sim style has changed so much, and the things I use have changed so much, and on literally every single one of my videos I get a comment asking where I get my CC from. So I thought this would be helpful for you guys. I do have other videos showcasing other CC, for example hairs and stuff like that, so you can check them out in the description down below, and I'll also link the first part of this. But to be honest, this is a much more updated version and what I do now. So if you like my Sim style now, you'll like this video hopefully, because it gives a bit more information as to how I make my Sims. So yeah. Slay. Okay, so how I make my Sims, it kind of depends. I mean, it doesn't depend. It depends on the day. It depends on the day. Sometimes I make my Sims really fast. Other times it takes a while. For example, normally it takes me about an hour to make a Sim, give or take, depending on kind of how much I want to go in detail. But I feel like that's kind of the same for everyone, especially for like builders. I can imagine do the same. But yeah, this is just hopefully helpful for you guys if you do ask where my CC is from, to get a bit more of an updated version. Because if you watch that old video, it's not going to give you much information as to what I use now, because I do change my Sim style like every month. Honestly, I need to do a video like this every month and just be like, guys, I've changed everything. Okay, everything has changed. Okay, so when I first go on to create a Sim, obviously there's a few things that are different to most regular people. Well, oh my god, I'm not like other creator Sims, am I? No. Have you ever seen me without this stupid kind of light sage green background? No, sorry, I'm so sorry. Riverdale reference. You know what, Riverdale kind of bangs. I'm not gonna lie, the first two seasons. Sorry, this is really off topic. Point is, I have a lot of defaults basically. So right off the bat, we obviously have my Kaz background, so I'll link that in the description. I'm pretty sure I've always have that linked in my description of my videos anyways. And then obviously the main thing is my reshade. So without my reshade, it looks like this, and with my reshade it looks like this. So it's very different. I kind of go for a sort of muted look. I feel like a lot of people go for a lot of color, but I kind of am the opposite. As you can see, it kind of like mutes everything. I just prefer that personally. So my reshade is my April Showers reshade. I think slightly changed it, but it's basically the same thing, and you guys can see all of the things I've got on here now. My main thing is obviously MXAO, so if you don't know what that is, honestly, go watch a reshade tutorial. I am using reshade 5.8.0, but I feel like I cannot give a full in-depth tutorial. I've done it, you know, I've actually done a tutorial before. I don't know how I did that. So guys, I look at this, I get stressed. I don't know about anyone else. I feel like that's a very common thing. It's very stressful to look at this reshade thing, but there's like a lot of things basically on reshade that I can imagine to be very confusing. So I'd watch like an actual professional, a professional YouTuber say about how to do this, because God knows. Guys, you guys are like, oh my god, my reshade is like, oh my god, it's messed up. Guys, you're preaching to the choir, all right? I don't bloody know what's going on either, okay? It's very confusing to me. So maybe go watch a tutorial, but MXAO is definitely the main thing. As you can see, it makes a big difference on the Sim. But yeah, this is my reshade. I do also have a secondary one, which I actually think I'm going to put up for download. It's actually originally by this creator, LChrisZ, but I'm pretty sure that they don't post anymore. So I'll post my version of it. So this is one I use for in-game. Obviously, I don't use it in Creator Sim just because I think it looks a bit weird, but in-game I use that one. So I'll also link that, because I know a lot of you guys ask about the one I use in-game for when I'm like actually playing the Sims. Anyways, that's all the reshade stuff. Then we also have my in-game lighting stuff. So again, I'll link that down below. I also have this other mod, which is really cool for in-game stuff. It basically changes how the worlds look. The only thing with it is every time there's an update, you have to redo it. It doesn't take that long, but it's one of those like really kind of fiddly things that I don't really enjoy doing. But I got it recently, and I think it's actually a really great thing, and it really makes the Sims look different. Again, I don't know any of these names, guys. I am no professional, okay? Like, genuinely, I am the worst, okay? I'm not saying that. I genuinely am the worst. Like, I made a reshade. How? I don't know. Listen, it took me months to do that, you know what I mean? I'm no pro. So that is basically everything I have for like default stuff with this. So when I first go into create a Sim, the first thing I do is I strip my Sims. I've always done this. Maybe there's the gay in me coming out, but listen, coming out. I did have to do that, but I feel like stripping a Sim, it's not that weird. I mean, the only thing I find very bizarre is when I'm making like a celebrity or something, I strip them because I'm like, this feels odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is because they're a real person. So I don't tend to do that. But for like just regular Sims, I'm like, girl, you're no one. You're literally pixels. I'm allowed to strip you down, even though it sounds really odd. But she is wearing clothes, guys, I promise. Now, if you had wicked whims, that'd be another story. That's why I don't have wicked whims, because that's horrifying. Horrifying. Trust me. Trust me. Anyways, so now that I've stripped off the Sim, when I go to make my Sim, I first of all do the skin tone. So with this, I don't have any, I just listen. I said this last time and I'll say it again. I just click until I'm happy. I might go somewhere here today. Yeah. So I feel like it depends on the person, but personally, I don't really have an idea of Sims before I go into them. I think if I'm making a Sim inspired by a certain character or a certain person or something, I'll definitely like have that in mind and like face features. But in terms of like when I'm just making a random Sim, like right now, I'm just making a Sim. I haven't got an idea of the style or anything like that. I would literally just make the sim as I go along and just sort of wing it. Now, I don't know if everyone's like that. I don't know if some people have like set, oh, I'm going to make this sim with this skin tone, with these facial features, with this style. But personally, that's just not me. So I literally just click around until I'm just like, yeah, slay. Slay. I mean, yeah, I don't really care. Obviously, you can also see here, I do also have a lot more skin tones than the like in-game ones. So again, I'll link those in the description. I think they're by Lamati. I don't know how to say it. See, this is the thing. I don't remember anything. Like, I download these things. That's it. That's the only time I'm ever going to see the creator's name. Like, I just don't know. And also, these ones down here, if you're ever wondering, they are by Noodle CC, I think it is. Again, I'll link it down. In case I haven't mentioned it, guys, I'll link it down below. Everything will be linked. Okay, now the next thing I tend to do is eyebrows. So eyebrows to me are a very big part of the Sim's face. I feel like people underestimate eyebrows and how much they change a person's face. But I know from personal experience with my own eyebrows how much it changes it. Like, for example, I used to shave the ends of my eyebrows off. Not even used to. This was like a month ago. I used to draw them upwards, which obviously kind of like saturates your face back more than when they're drawn down. But right now I've like left them down because, let's be honest, I sweat so much in summer that they were literally starting to melt off and I was starting to look a bit ridiculous because I'd have just like the tiny little eyebrows, which suit a lot of people but don't suit me. I am not one of those people. So I feel like eyebrows really do change a person. And because of that, they definitely change a sim. So I feel like eyebrows are a very big part of my sim making. And I definitely change them up. I will say sometimes I'll do the eyebrows first. And if I don't really know what I'm going for style, for example, I will just kind of go with like these ones because these are my absolute favorite. They're by Twisted Cat. I love Twisted Cat's eyebrows. They are definitely some of the best in my opinion, especially Max's Match ones. Obviously, as you can see, I've got a lot of different eyebrows. I only use like 3. I don't know why I've got all of these. Most of these are either by Twisted Cat, Obscurus, Remersion, Peachy Fairy, or Sims 3 Melancholic. That's basically the main creators. Oh, and also Go Polls Me as well. So again, I'll link all those creators down below. But these ones I definitely go for most of the time. And I'll tend to just kind of go for them in like this kind of light brown color and then just sort of move them to wherever I want. And then I'll just leave them. And then when I figure out the style, then I'll come back and change the eyebrows. So for example, if I'm feeling like making a more like Y2K sim, I may go for some like really thin ones and have them in like a lighter color. If I'm feeling more alternative, I might go for something like these. Basically, I just find eyebrows are kind of a part of the makeup to me. So I'll kind of leave those to last. Why am I talking so much about eyebrows? Guys, I am a makeup tutorial. It's not even makeup liner, it's eyebrows. I just said that. A hair tutorial. I can't lie to you guys. I don't know how to do a plait, so that's really a lie, isn't it? Now I move on to eyes. So I do have some default eyes here. As you can see, different eye colors. For some reason I just have these. Where did they come from? Never seen them before in my life, but apparently I've got those. That's very cool. Cannot lie to you guys. I don't use these. I will show you guys in a bit what I do instead use, but I tend to just kind of go for one of these, and then that kind of reminds me when I get onto the contacts. So if, for example, I'm like, this sim's gonna have green eyes, I'll kind of put them green, and then when I get to contacts, I'll remember. But I might actually go for brown eyes today, just because I have brown eyes. She has brown eyes, you know. 2 in 1. Actually 4 in 1, because we have 4 eyes. Or do we? Because what a good that was a terrible way to move on to the next thing. I have eye presets. Now, some of my absolute favorite are these ones by Magic Bot. They're called Halloween eyes, and it's like a whole set of them. And some of these have either the eyes closed. These ones with one of the eyes going off to the side. We have the eyes looking inwards. We have one of the eyes looking off to the side. We have no eyeballs at all. And just basically a lot of these. And I adore these. I think these are so fun. I love giving my Sims different eyes. And it's definitely a great way of making the Sims look more unique. Because I do think, as someone who plays the Sims so much, in case you guys haven't noticed, I kind of like the Sims 4. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but I especially make Sims like a lot. Because I make so many Sims, I literally can't just use the same eye presets over and over again. So I find facial presets a really great thing. So if you've never used them before, do it, okay? If you want to make more unique looking Sims, these ones are wonderful by Magic Bot. I also love these ones by Obscurus. Obscurus has a lot of really good eye presets, as you can see here. We also have Northern Siberia Wind, who I also love for presets in general. Also, these ones by Avixa are really good. I really love these ones. And again, these are more by the same 2 creators. So I really do love using different eye presets. I actually think I might go with one of these for this sim today, just because I want to show you guys how much of a difference it can make and making more unique Sims. Because the thing is, you get into a habit of making the same Sims over and over again. Don't get me wrong, I'm the exact same. So to me, like, this kind of thing is really fun to just sort of like try and get you out of your comfort zone, and it makes a big difference, honestly. So I think I might go with this one. It kind of looks like she's winking at me and like you know what I mean? Yeah, sorry. I am an embarrassment. Okay, now we move on to the nose. Again, I have loads of presets. So the same creators, basically Obscurus, Northern Siberia Wind, but then I also have these ones by Symbionts, which I really love, and they're a little bit more like bigger. I feel like they're very different to the noses you can get in game, because the thing is, there's only so much you can do with like these ones that you have in game. Like all of them, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them sort of look the same. They're all kind of similar, and the thing with the Sims is that as much as, yeah, you can like push and pull everything, there's still certain things you can't change. For example, like you can't change this without changing like the bottom one bit and that top separately. Basically, there's just a lot of things that's kind of you're stuck with. The reason I like this is that it does give much more of a variant. So like I said, the ones by Obscurus, then the Symbionts ones I definitely think are really cool, and those are more unique in my opinion. Then another one of my favorites is this one, which is called the Crooked Nose, because it's a completely different nose shape that you can get in The Sims. You can't get this in The Sims 4. Like, you just can't. It's so difficult to be able to get a nose shape like this. You probably could if you were an absolute master sculptor, but unfortunately I am not, and I just simply cannot. So, oh, that rhymed. I may not be a master sculptor, but I'm certainly a poet, you know? Right, anyways. But I really do love that. And I also love these ones by Squeamish Sims. There's the Greek nose and then the Roman nose. Again, two ones that are really difficult to get in The Sims without using presets, so I really do enjoy these. I actually might go with the Roman nose today. And also Peachy Fairy does really good nose presets as well. So that is basically all of my nose presets. Honestly, all of them make such a big difference, like when I'm making the sim. Like, it really does change up the face. So now I move on to lips. I don't really know why I just work down the face. I don't know if anyone else does. I feel like it's just easier. You know what I mean? Like, why am I going to go from bottom to top? Like, that's just like so chaotic of you, you know? Like, it makes more sense going like this. Anyway, so now for lips, again, it's basically the same creators, I'm not gonna lie, for facial presets. If you want facial presets, either go to Northern Siberia Winds, Avixa, Obscurus, Twisted Cat, or Magic Bot. Like, those are just the best, in my opinion, just for presets in general. I just think that they're great. All of these, again, are so different. My absolute favorites are the ones with the mouth open, because it really does make such a difference. Again, this is not something you can do in The Sims without using a slider. So this really does make a big difference, I think, when you're making The Sims, because they do look very different to like regular townies and stuff like that, just because it's really not an option you can do in Sims, unfortunately. So I think I might actually go with these. So these are by Northern Siberia Winds. Again, I use those a lot. So then I move on to cheeks. Now, a lot of people tend to just kind of move them around and don't actually click on this, but these actually make such a big difference. If you look at the difference between the face and how the definition is, it's actually crazy. I did not realize this. I'm not gonna lie, till kind of recently, which is kind of embarrassing. But look at the definition change by just changing the cheeks. It really does make such a difference. Like, if I just randomize this every single time, the sim looks completely different because the definition is in different places, and it just really makes such a change. I don't really use any of these presets. I do have some, but I don't use them really. I just tend to use in-game ones, but it does really make a difference. So if you're ever trying to make your sims look different, I would definitely recommend using some of these presets that are already in the game and just giving a bit of a randomize, because it really does change up the whole sim, as you can see. But I think I'm gonna go with this one, the first one here. Then I move on to the jaw. Again, a lot of people just tend to do this, but guys, there's a whole new option. There's a whole new world, okay? Go on here. Again, such a difference. It also changes the neck as well. Like, for example, that one widens the neck. I know you can obviously do that yourself if you want to, which is what I tend to do, but you can also use it like this. So I might go with this one. And then same for the chin. I don't use any presets that aren't in-game, but again, it really makes a difference. And I feel like people don't realize this as much. So I just want to let you guys know, okay, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I might go with this one here. Now, I do have a few sliders in my game. So one of them is this one, which is the eyebrow thickness slider. So this one is insanely good. It really does make a difference. These are just the same eyebrows, but these are completely thick now. Or if I want to, I can make them completely thin. And that just changes the eyebrows completely, in my opinion. And it's just so good. So I would definitely recommend getting this. You just turn to the side and just use it like that. Another one that I really have to have all the time is this scale slider for the lips. So you can just hold on to the side and you can completely change the lips. Normally with Sims, you really can't change how big the lips are unless you go like this, go into detail edit mode, and then you move them around. But this really gives so many more options for the lips and the sizes. Another thing that I feel like people forget about as well is that you can go onto the mouth corners and you can really change up how the Sims mouth corners look. You can make them look really sad or really happy, which is really creepy, but you can if you want, if you're really weird. And then you can also drag them out to the side, make them longer. And I feel like people forget about that, but I actually really love using that feature. Then I also have this slider, which when you hold on to the end and you move, bless you, I am filming, yes, but you sneezed. My mom sneezed. I'm only a person, okay? You gotta say bless you. Bless you! But this one, you hold on to the end of the nose, and when you pull it down or up, it changes the nose and it rotates it to the side. Another thing that, again, really changes a sim. And I like adding asymmetry to sims because I hate how all sims are symmetrical. I'm not symmetrical. No one's really that symmetrical. If you're symmetrical, I'm very jealous of you, okay? Because I'm just not a very symmetrical person. But you know what? I think asymmetry is fun. So that's like another one that I really enjoy using. And I think that's basically all of my sliders. So now I go into detail edit mode and I will just change up the sim however I want. The presets to me are kind of just like a base, you know, just kind of like a, this is kind of what I'm going to go for thing. But then this is kind of when I actually get into the nitty gritty of it all, you know. I don't know what that means really, but it's a saying, I think. So yeah. Slay. Sorry. Oh my god, someone suggested that I do a video, but I have to sing like the whole time. And I don't know if that's a really bad idea or not because I sing a lot. I sing a lot. Like, I sing in my videos anyways, but like, if I sang my entire video, I feel like everyone would like click off. You know what I mean? But like, is that like fun? I'm like, is that a good idea? I don't know. Anyways, so then let me just change up the eyebrows, the eyes. Another thing I really love doing is if you hold onto the pupil, this is just in the game. First of all, you can make them smaller, which is horrifying, by the way, or bigger, which is very cute. But my favorite part of this is that you can actually move them up and down. So I love to make my Sims have, it's that thing basically where you can see the white underneath the pupil. I love making my Sims look like that. I just think it makes them look so bored. Look how bored she looks now. Is that not incredible? Is that not who I want to be? I want to be her. You know what I mean? So I love doing that to my Sims. And it also kind of changes up how I see the Sim. For example, if I want to make them really intense, I'll bring them down and kind of make them a bit bigger like that and make them squint a bit more. So then they kind of look more intense. But then if I am going for a more chill, laid back Sim, I'll tend to bring them up. And I just think that really does make a difference. Another slider I actually have, which I forgot about, is this one, which actually makes it so you can give them like a, I don't know what the actual word is, but it's like a butt chin, you know? Is that the right word? No, but that's the word I would use for it. You can do that, and you can also make it really pointy as well. This is definitely not a feature in the normal Sims, so it's really fun to do. Just another bit of uniqueness, I think, really goes a long way in Sims. So I am just gonna change around her face a little bit more. I like to think I don't have a Sim style, but I definitely do a little bit. But I think the Sim styles are okay. You know, I used to be like, nah, bro, I don't want a Sim style. Like, that's so boring. Every Sim looks the same. But I don't think every one of my Sims look the same. I just think that I have a style that you can tell is my Sim, which I think is a good thing. So then I also do have ear presets. So to me, ear presets, they're my favorite part. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so silly, because it's just an ear. I love these ones by Lumia. They are incredible. I love how different they make the ears look. Like, you've got this one, which is a bit more pointed at the end. You've got smaller ears. You've got these bigger ears. And another thing that in the game, you just have these three options, which are basically just flat against the head or bigger. And they don't have any actual like definition to the actual ear, whereas this really does make a big difference. And my other absolute favorite ones are these ones by Avixa. Again, these ones in particular, I could literally die. I could look at these ears and I could literally curl up into a ball and die happy. Like, if I was to be a flame right now, you know, I would burn being like, yeah, I just saw those ears, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I've lived my life. I've seen things. That sounds weird. These are just a perfection to me. I'm not going to give them this Sim today because I don't think I'm really going for like elfy or occulty, but yeah. So I'm going to go with these ones by Lumia. So now that I've done basically all of the facial features, it's took me like, what, 25 minutes? God damn it, that's embarrassing. Now I will go on to skin details. So if you go on here, click on face, go on to skin details. I have a lot. A few things that I have that are mods for this is, as you can see, it says CC at the top here instead of being the little, like, is it a spanner? Guys, I'm no technician. Is it engineer? No. Handy person. I'm no handy person. I could not tell you. I think it's a spanner in the works, one might say. I don't know, but it says CC instead of that, which I only got kind of recently, but I really love it. There's actually variations. I think you can get one that looks like The Sims 3 or like The Sims 2 or something. I've never played The Sims 2, so I didn't download that version, but it's really cool. I think it just makes the whole thing look cleaner, in my opinion. But I also have this, which is a divider. So this is like so handy, in my opinion. A lot of the time, I'll like click on one of these and I'll scroll down or something, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna add lashes. But then I'll click on the lashes and I'll be like, oh, why is the skin detail come off? And that's because they're on the same layer. But The Sims doesn't actually tell you that, because in the actual base game, there's barely any skin details. You get like what, like some wrinkles and some freckles, and that's it. So when you have this many, you kind of need some sort of divider, because otherwise you just end up taking off things that you've already added. So with this, if I'm going to click on one of these skin details, I can then scroll down. I've gone past that divider now, so I can now add these lashes, and it works. So it's very, very helpful. I know a lot of people have that, but I just want to let you guys know if you don't know what it is. Okay, so now for the skin details, I cannot tell you guys every single one of these. I'm not gonna lie, I can't do that right now because there's so many. Look how many I have, guys. But I will tell you guys my absolute favorite ones and my favorite creators, actually. So my favorite creators for skin details, like face masks like these, are Northern Siberia Winds. So these are some of them. I really, really do enjoy these ones. I think they're perfect mix of like Maxis, Match, and also Alpha. To me, I like more Alpha skin details, but it also depends on the day. Some days I'll go for like this, and other days I'll go for like this, which is a bit more smoothed and a bit more Maxis Match. So then I also really like I don't know how you say it. Maybe? I don't know. Basically, this creator, again, they have really, really, really cute ones. These are a little bit more Maxis Match, and I really enjoy them. I also absolutely adore this Jodie skin and this Joanna skin, both from the same creator, which I'll link in the description. And I also adore Obscurus's skins as well. This one in particular is my absolute favorite, and they have the little variations as well, and I adore this one. I think it's so nice, and it adds so much definition. Again, it's a bit more alpha, a bit more realistic, but I really enjoy it. Another one I love is this Hazel one, which I think is really cute. It's definitely more when I'm going for the Maxis Match vibes. And I also love this Oat Milk one by Elena. So So that is all of the skin details that I tend to use the most. Obviously, I do have a lot of others, but to be honest, I don't use them that much. I kind of go to the same ones over and over again, which is fine. I mean, I feel like that's kind of a common thing for people to have favorites. I think I'm going to go with this one, which I said I really like, just because it really does add just lovely definition. It's also a full one as well. So it changes the whole of the sim on their body as well, which I really like. It just gives a bit more detail that you don't normally get in the Sims. So now on to lashes. So this all depends on if I'm going to make my sim have glasses or not. So for this sim, shall I go for glasses? I kind of want to go for glasses. Yeah, you know, I'm going to go for glasses. That was a real roller coaster. This sim, I'm going to go for glasses. So I am going to use eyelashes on this skin detail version. The only thing with this is that you then can't use rings or certain piercings, which is always a shame, but it's okay. I'll live. Barely, but it's okay. So for this, my favorite is obviously Kajiko. Everyone loves Kajiko. They're just the number one, obviously. But I also really like these Dream Girl ones. They're very big. Definitely not for this sim because obviously this sim has one eye closed, so you can't really use these. And I also quite like these ones by Sims as well that are a bit more smaller, a bit more subtle. But for today, I'm going to use the Kajiko ones just because I absolutely adore these and they're just my favorite. Now, the only thing with this again is, like I said, because the sim has the eye closed, I can't really go for something like this just because it doesn't look right. So I am going to go for the ones that point down instead. So now I scroll down and I have a lot of freckles, like a lot of freckles, obviously, because freckles are like my favorite thing to add to Sims. So some of my favorite creators for freckles include Twisted Cat, we have Peachy Fairy, then I also have these ones by Glimmer Sims. I like how they have the different like tone variants and it just looks really great. Also these Naomi freckles, I think these are amazing. And then finally, I also love these ones by Symbionts because they're just like little moles rather than full-on freckles. So if I'm not going to give my sim freckles, I'll always give them at least a few moles, which I actually think I'm going to go for today. So I'm going to use these ones by Symbionts. Then we scroll down a little bit more and this is the like dimples category. So what I always add now is this, which is by Josh. I never know how to say it. Joshua. I don't know. This is the shadow overlay that I adore. I only got it like a few months ago, but it's honestly become one of my favorite things. As you can see, there's so many different variants for the shadow. And I think it makes such a difference to how the Sims look because they do look a bit flat sometimes, especially in Creator Sim. Like this one looks so cool. It's like they got like some sort of leaves or something over their head, like some shadow. It looks really sick. The one I tend to use the most is just this one here. It just sort of adds definition underneath the chin that I think looks really great and definitely makes them look a bit more 3D. Kind of creepy really because I don't really want them coming down my screen, but you know, if they're hot, you know, I'm joking, guys, I'm joking. Then I scroll down a little bit more and I have these mist details. Honestly, my favorite thing. I mean, I've said that about every single thing, let's be honest, but this is honestly my favorite thing. You know what I mean? This is incredible. I, first of all, love giving my Sims this little, it's not the Cupid's bow, it's like the bit above that. Like, it's like a little thing. Basically, I love doing that. I love adding the definition of that. Then I scroll down even more. And then this part is the face contour section. So I always use this face contour C7 by Gopol's Me. It is incredible. I use it in this one normally. It adds just definition that I adore. So you will always see me using this. In every single CC list, I always have that. Then again, scroll down a bit more and we have these Peachy Fairy ones, which are contour. Another thing that I use on every single sim. I love just adding this definition. I think it really makes a difference. So I like this one for this sim, I think, because it just kind of defines the cheekbones a bit more. But honestly, I love that so much. Then we scroll down to the cheek mold left section, which is where I have all of my nose masks. I don't know why every creator decided to put them here, but I'm not going to complain. It's a lot easier. So for nose masks, I have a lot by Obscurus. So a lot of these though, they do have like these like color variants because they are meant for a more realistic sim, but I tend to go for these bottom ones here, which just take the skin tone and then defines that in that way. But then I also absolutely love this one here. This is by Sammy XOX, and this one is so different on every single one. Again, it adds such definition changes. To me, it kind of feels like nose contour, which like I'm terrible at, but I like to think I can do. And it really does change up the Sims nose a lot. And the other one I use all the time is this one, Obscurus Overlay Nose Mask Set number 2. This one is incredible. I use this on every sim. Like this one, look at the difference. I also love a defined nose. I feel like noses in the Sims just aren't defined enough. I love it when Sims noses are really dark. I just think it looks great. Then I finally scroll down to the last section where I'll either add these mouth corners by Praline, which I do love, but most of the time I use the mist details again in this section, and I tend to actually use this for mouth corners instead, just because I think they look really cute and they just sort of add a bit of definition to the side of the mouth. But again, there is so many options on this. Like there's wrinkles, there's dimples, there's basically everything that you could possibly think of on there to define. Another thing I love is this acne by Soroka, and I love this one because I feel like the acne in The Sims isn't great, whereas this one is perfect because you can kind of make it look like they've got like a lot of acne, or you can kind of make it look like they've just got a few spots. I think that it looks really, really cute, and I like to add this to my Sims to make them feel more realistic. But then that is everything on this section. Again, I do have so much more, but this is just the things that I basically use for every sim. So now that I'm done with skin details, I will go on to teeth. So for teeth, I have a lot of variants because I really do love teeth. I love teeth so much. I feel like they're so underrated, but I don't even care. I'm like single-handedly trying to keep the teeth love going. I'm not gonna lie. My favorites are by Unisim. They have so many great options. I have ones that are asymmetrical. They have ones with the gums bigger. They have the little fangs at the side. They have the front teeth bigger. Love these ones. And then the other ones I absolutely love are these ones, which I use basically on every sim because they have the gap tooth, which obviously you guys know I absolutely adore. So I am going to go for these today because if I'm going to make a sim and show you guys what I'm doing, I'm obviously going to go for a gap tooth because that just makes the most sense. So then I also will go on to brow details, and these ones here do have a lot of CC on this section. For example, these missed details, again, I have them because sometimes you don't have enough categories on the skin details section, so it's great to have them here. I also have these ones by Northern Siberian Winds, which I like, which is this face sculpture, which sort of adds definition there around the cheek. And then finally on the eye details, I always use the Sclera number 1 by Remersion because I just love how the Sclera looks. Basically, as you can see, it's just the white bit of the eye, but it really makes a difference. They add little veins in, which kind of grosses me out. I'm not gonna lie, kind of have a fear of veins, but it's okay. Another thing I like using is this lip mask by Sammy XOX. Again, if you're gonna play with this sim in game and you don't want them to just have like completely basic plain lips all the time, this one's great because you know how lipstick you have to apply to every category. For this, you don't have to. This is just on for the whole time. So this one's a really wonderful one to use. The sim doesn't wear any makeup or anything, but you just want to add a bit of definition to their lips. Like that, for example, it just looks really cute. And I also really like this one, Overlay Lips number 2, which I think is by either Obscurus or Sims 3 Melancholic, which I will link in the description as well. But again, another one that I think adds a lot of definition. This one's a bit more realistic, but I really enjoy it. But I think I'm going to go with this one by Sammy XOX today. That is everything for the face category. I know it's a lot of stuff. I know I add a lot of things, but to me, it's fun. I love adding a lot of stuff. I just think it's really enjoyable, and I think it just makes the Sims, in case I haven't mentioned, guys, makes them look a lot more unique. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm just repeating myself today, but it's kind of hard to explain stuff without having to repeat myself, so hopefully you guys don't mind too much. So now that I've done all that, I will go on to the face paint category in makeup because I have lots of contacts. So rather than using these default eyes that I have, which are okay, they're just not my favorite, I will use one of these because, again, changes them up so much. Like, for example, what if we had a fully red eye? Maybe not today, but we could. But basically, I just have a lot of different contacts. My favorite creators for this, again, Northern Siberian Winds, in case you guys haven't noticed, I really like their CC. I also really like the ones by Praline. As you can see, they're really, really cute. We also have these ones by Puyo Puyo. Again, are really, really cute. A little bit more on the Max's Match side of some of these. Then also Gopol's Me have just incredible eyes. I have so many of these. I just think that they're stunning, and I use these for basically most of my Sims, I feel like. Sims 3 Melancholic, again, have great eyes. It sounds weird, like great eyes. Like, I'm not about to thieve your eyeballs, Sims 3 Melancholic. Don't be scared. I just think they make really good CC. If you're looking for more sort of Max's Match ones, I definitely recommend Twisted Cat. They have eyes that are a little bit more on the in-game vibe to them. And I also really like Remersions as well because they're kind of more like occulty in my opinion, some of them. So I think today I actually really like these ones by Puyo Puyo. Again, it kind of depends on my mood, if I'm feeling more realistic or not, but today I'm kind of feeling the more sort of in-between vibe, and I actually quite like them in like this yellow. That's really pretty. So now I will go on to blush. I just instinctively did that without even saying it because I'm just so used to it. So I'll go on to blush now, and this is where I tend to do a lot. In case you guys didn't notice, in real life I also wear a lot of blush. Is it obvious? Is it obvious? You know, people saying about like eyebrow blindness. Yeah, I probably have blush blindness, but I don't even care. I don't even care. Okay, hello. Feel like we're a bit close now. Hey guys. Anyways, I really like adding blush to Sims. So the main one that I use basically on every Sim is this one, blush number 3 by, I think, Sims 3 Melancholic, but I could be wrong. So this one is gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. It's just incredible. The blush that it adds around the nose, it adds it all around the face, onto the chin. I'm so obsessed with blush that I need so much of it. But sometimes on very rare occasions, I won't want to do blush, which is very rare. And honestly, if that happens, you guys better check my temperature because I'm probably ill or not myself anymore because what the hell. But I will sometimes do highlighter instead because if I'm making my Sim, say in like their active wear or something, maybe they've been on a jog, I like to kind of add the realism that they've maybe been sweating a little bit. So I tend to go for like one of these highlights. These are really perfect, and they also have a Max's Match version as well. But obviously today I'm going to go for blush because I always go for blush, so no one's surprised. Now that I've done that, I will move on to the lipstick, I think. I don't know. It kind of depends on my mood. Sometimes I'll go into eyeliner, then I'll go into eyes, then I'll go into lipstick. Sometimes I'll go lipstick, then eyeliner, then eyeshadow. I think today I'm going to go for lips first. So again, I don't really know what style I'm going for just yet, which is a bit of a shame. This is sort of where I start deciding what style I'm going to go for the Sim, because I'll just kind of see what like makeup suits the Sim, and then I'll just go for that. So if the Sim's sort of looking a bit more alternative, I'll go for that. And like, I feel like this is kind of where the style starts coming into play. Again, if I have a style in mind in the beginning, like if I'm making a certain person or a certain character or anything like that, or if I'm just feeling like making a specific style, then I'll just obviously know from the very beginning. But a lot of the time that's not the case. A lot of the time this is where I'll kind of start deciding. So I think I might go for a bit more of a sort of subtle look for this Sim. So my favorite creators for lips are Praline, which, I mean, to be honest, this is the only creator I use for lips, let's be real. But I also really enjoy these ones, again, by Sims 3 Melancholic. Melancholic. If you're looking for makeup, I definitely recommend them and Praline. I think they have such great makeup choices. And I actually might use this one today just because I'm kind of going for that sort of more subtle, maybe not really a full face look. And obviously because we have these makeup sliders that are in the actual base game, I tend to use these. Not all CC works, especially for like the hue and stuff if they were made before that came out, but the opacity always works, and I really like turn it down a little bit just to make it look like a really nice little tint on the lips. So now I move on to the eyeliner. So eyeliner, again, most of it is by Praline. I use all of these, and I also have this massive pack which you can link in the description, which is a massive pack for Praline eyeliner. They have so many options. They have ones with lashes, they have just plain ones, they have ones with different colors. I also use Go Pol's Me for a lot of the eyeliners. Okay guys, I'm trying so hard to be cool right now, but I just got VIP tickets to Dan and Phil. I'm literally gonna beat Dan and Phil. This is the best day of my life. I'm so sorry. I literally just was like, I'm just gonna pause filming for a second because Dan and Phil are more important. Okay. Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying, but Go Pol's Me, I really love their eyeliner, and I also love Peachy Fairies as well. So these ones are more graphic, and I love them. It's so fun to do makeup that's more graphic. No, don't get me wrong, I can't do this in real life for the sake of me. All right, I'm not that kind of professional. If I could, I would. Let's just say that. And then I also have these ones, which are again by Sims 3 Melancholic, and these are incredible because they have such different vibes to them. For example, these are sick. These are sick. These are sick. Like, this one is incredible. I feel like she's infected. It's incredible. Well, it's not incredible that she's infected. That sounds really bad, actually, and very, like, painful. But it's incredible anyways. And I think I might go with this smoky one today just because I think that looks really cute on her. Also, these ones by Obscurus I love as well. The graphicness is just incredible. Now, finally, I move on to the eyeshadow. So for this, I have basically the same creators, Praline, Peachy Fairy. I also like Twisted Cat's eyeshadows. Evil Sims as well. I really like these ones. They're a lot more alternative. And Cryptic Sim does really incredible eyeshadows as well. I think I'm going to go for one by Praline because I just absolutely love Praline's, just everything. Everything Praline does, I love. But I think I might go for like a bit of a darker one like that. I think that looks really sick. Oh my gosh, she's so cool. Okay, oh my god, slay. Sorry. But seriously, slay. Now I'm going to move on to accessories. Now, I don't normally do this. If I'm doing like piercings or something, I won't do this just yet. But because I want to do glasses, I am going to do them now. So I'm going to have a look through my glasses. We've got Praline as the main person that I use for glasses, to be honest. Basically, all of these are Praline. But I might actually go for these ones, which are by San33 Sims. And these are really, really awesome. I like the shades on the side. I think they look really cool. And I think they give the sim a very cool vibe. So that is everything for that section. So now finally, I'm going to move on to hair. So as I said before, I've already done a video where I've shown off so much of my hair CC, so I'm definitely not going to go through and do that now. I've even done a video showing off all my favorite CC hair creators, so all of that stuff is linked in the description. Don't even worry about that. So I'm not going to go through all of this with you guys because I've just got so much. Okay, it would kill me. It would literally kill me. Maybe not, you know, I say maybe not literally, but I genuinely think it would. Genuinely think it would. So I'm going to look through my hair selection. So for this, I tend to click through 1,000 before I found the one I like. That is stunning. I've used this hair a lot recently though, but that is stunning. But I tend to go through a lot of the ones I like. I've been really enjoying Josh Sio's hairs lately. I think they're really, really cute and very unique as well, which I really enjoy. So I may actually just go for one of these just because I don't want to be here all day going through hairs, which I very easily could be. That looks really cool because it kind of looks like her eyes covered a little bit. I actually love that. Ooh, she's kind of giving that style, like the Office Siren vibes, which I'm really enjoying. I don't know what hair color to go for. For this, I kind of just click through. I tend to go through like every single hair option before I find the one I like. Now, if I'm going through these and I'm like, oh, I don't really like any of these, like none of them are really speaking to me at all, like I'm just not feeling any of the hair swatches, what I can do is go onto my handy dandy section. So if you go onto body, go onto the body bit here, and then go down to body scars, you can see I've got this universal hair overlay once again by Joshua. This one is incredible. It's my favorite piece of CC I own. It's just incredible. It literally changes. Look at this. Every single color, and any color you want, you've got it. Baby, you got it. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many options. Look at this beautiful green. To be fair, that's actually stunning. Kind of tempted by that, but there's just so many options. And the best part of this as well is that, say if I'm like, oh, this isn't looking like pink enough, if I just go back to the actual hair swatches again, I can change it and it'll change the swatch of the pink. It's just so good. Any color basically you want is there. And the best part of having it in the body scar section is that it means that it'll carry over for every single outfit, so you don't have to worry about putting it on for every outfit. It is just there permanently, and it basically works for every single hair. It's just incredible. Now, to be honest, I actually am enjoying the ones that I've got naturally in the game today, so I don't think I'm going to use that, but you guys need to download that. It's honestly, if you can download any piece of CC, I would recommend that. But I quite like just the brown swatch on her. I love this swatch the most, so I think I'll go with that. So now let's move on to the body. So the first thing I'll do is go onto the actual body section, go onto bodies, and go through my body presets. So again, I've got Obscurus, I've got Lumia. Lumia, I actually have a height slider mod, so as you can see, changes the height of the sim. I don't actually use this really. I don't really know why I still have it in my game. It's just because the interactions sometimes in game are a bit iffy when they kind of do that, so it sort of messes up, like they'll kiss and they'll kiss like their boob or something, which, I mean, you know, I don't, I'm not going to judge, but you know, this is wonderful because you can just change it by holding onto the neck. But for me personally, I don't tend to use that much just because, like I said, it just kind of glitches a little bit sometimes. So I don't tend to use it that often. But like I said, Obscurus has really great different body presets. Same again with Puyo Puyo. A lot of the same people because they do sorry, because they do all do different presets. But I think I'm going to go with this one by Obscurus today. The thing I love most about body presets is the difference in hips. I love having hip dips on my Sims. As someone with hip dips, I really enjoy making my Sims have it. And again, it adds a lot more things that you can't just do naturally in The Sims. So at this point, I'll kind of just go through and sort of just change up this. I don't tend to use the sliders that much. I tend to just sort of adjust the actual, like, you know, body parts themselves. Another thing that, again, a lot of people forget about is the posture. So me personally, I am like this all of the time, but you can change the posture if you hold onto the back. This is just part of The Sims 4. A lot of people don't know about this. So it really does change up how the sim looks. I think I'm just going to go for kind of a high posture today. But again, if you're kind of making a more shy sim, like a teenager or something, you kind of go like that. If you're making a very confident, you know, actor or something, you might go for a more stronger posture like that. So that is everything for that section. And now I'll move on to the clothes. So to be honest, clothes, again, I can't really go through and show you guys my favorite creators or anything like that. I do still need to do a video like that. I'm well aware. I just haven't got around to it because it's going to be so much effort, kind of overwhelmed. But I do have a lot of creators that I really enjoy. Trilogy, for example. I also use a lot of Nuan. Then there's obviously like Serenity and Clumsy Alien and Aretha B and A Harris and Sentate and Adrian Pastel. There's a lot. You guys can see their names though in this, so hopefully you guys can see the ones I'm using. But I'm not going to go through all of that today because I will be here forever. That looks stunning on her. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I just clicked the first thing. Why is that perfect? Guys, what's going on? What is happening today? You know, I'm not going to complain, but that looks perfect on her. This is a collection between Sentate and Aretha B. She suits brown so well. I might actually just go for the brown. Yeah, screw it. You know what? I'm not going to complain. You know, if the top fits, if the corset fits, I'm not going to complain, you know? And now I go on to the bottoms. So sometimes a little tip I have here is that if you're scrolling through your shirts and you're like, this is ugly, this is terrible, I hate it, everything, just none of it works, the best thing to do is go onto bottoms and do the bottoms first, because sometimes you want to do like a statement trousers. Like, for example, this top's a little bit plain. I mean, it's not really. If I wore this would be a statement piece, but for The Sims, to me, that's kind of plain. I will go through the bottoms and find like a really cool bottom, and then I can then match like a more basic top with it, which I always find perfect to do if ever I'm like really struggling. Sometimes you just need like fresh eyes. Another personal favorite for clothes is Baby Tears. Love their stuff. It's definitely more on the alpha side, but I really enjoy it. See, me personally, alpha CC is fine when I'm playing Sims in actual creator sim, but when I'm actually playing in game, I tend to go for more maxis match. It's just kind of a preference. When I'm looking at Sims around town and they look really maxis match, I kind of hate it when my sim looks really alpha, but that's just me personally. Obviously, everyone's different. I think for her, I think like some really cool like trousers that are maybe a little bit more like kind of formal would look really good, or like some flared, I feel like would really suit her. You know who she kind of looks like? You know that one TikToker? I think her name's Nora or something like that. I feel like she's kind of giving her. I really like this skirt on her. This is by Bella Allure. Oh my god, I'm so good at pronouncing things. And I feel like the all brown really is working for her, so I might go with that. I was actually going to go for trousers, but I really want to show you guys my accessories because this is kind of where I shine. I'm not going to lie. Also, I do have a lot of full body options, but to be honest, I don't use that category very often unless I'm doing just like a dress or something. Just because I just love making Sims so much that I want to spend as much time as possible doing it. Sometimes I don't want to, hence why I do dresses. But if not, I will always go for a top and a bottom. Accessories is kind of where I shine, you know? Like I may give her this little chain around her waist like that, and that is by Aretha B. I also love giving my Sims belly button piercings. Can't see it on this Sim, unfortunately, but this is by Praline Sims. She's kind of giving the one from Final Destination 5 who, you know, gets laser eye surgery and everything, which by the way, as someone with glasses, has made me never want to get laser eye surgery. But it's kind of, she's kind of giving that now, which wasn't what I was going for originally, but this is my point. Like, I never have a plan. Like, it just sort of, things change. Like, I just love making Sims, and sometimes they just completely change up them in the middle of it, which is fine. Like, you know, it's fun to do that. Oh, also another thing I forgot to mention, oh my god, I'm so sorry, is that I obviously have a standstill in Kazmod. In case you haven't noticed, she's not like, you know, going, every 5 seconds, because I hate that so much. It's such an annoying feature. So this just makes it so the Sims just completely stand still. She does blink. There is some versions where they don't blink, but I prefer it when they are blinking. And I also have the Kaz tuning by Northern Siberia Winds, which makes it so that when I go into fingernails, she has her hands up like this, which is so cute. And it's such a better way of showing the nails than the in-game version. So for nails, I have quite a few. My absolute favorites though, the ones I use every time, is by Aretha. I just love these. They're like the little chipped ones. But I think today I'm just going to go for an in-game one. To be honest, I mostly go for in-game ones. It's very rare that I do CC ones just because, I don't know, I don't have that many really. And I like the in-game ones. I think they're cute. Maybe not the werewolf ones though. That's a bit much. Maybe maybe just some brown ones like that. Just realized I haven't done shoes. I'm so sorry, my lass. I was making you barefooted on that weird, well, nothingness, really. I'm so sorry. I'll give you shoes now. So for shoes, some of my favorite creators include Sims, because there's a very alternative. I just love their clothing CC. Then we obviously again have Sente, who does really great shoe collections. Definitely like more like high fashion stuff in my opinion. I love Madeline as well, but the issue with these is sometimes they make your sim stand up tall like that, which I'm not a big fan of personally. I know some people don't mind it. For me personally, I don't really like it just because when I'm up close, they're kind of high up. So that's not really my favorite thing, but they do look really cool. I also really like Triliki's stuff. Again, another creator that I use basically everything of. And of course, Gius, who just such great shoes. Just incredible. They have so much variation. Every single one. There's so many different things. If you're ever looking for shoes, go to them. I just love everything that they do. Look at that. Socks with sand, like sponge flip-flop things. Like, does it get better? I mean, it probably does get better than that, but does it get better than that? Oh, I love these ones so much. I just find them so adorable. I'm just obsessed with big boots. I don't know if anyone's noticed that or anything, but I'm obsessed with big boots. I think that they're the cutest things ever. I just love them so much. None of the colors are matching. Oh my god, this is devastating news. Maybe instead I'll go for like these cowboy boots just because I've been obsessed with cowboy boots lately. I think they're so cool. And then I'll go back onto accessories now that I've actually done that. And a lot of the time I'll give my Sims leg warmers. The main ones I use are either by this person here. I don't know how to pronounce it, which I love these ones a lot. Obviously, they're kind of glitching a bit now. And also Triliki as well has great ones, but I'm not going to obviously go for that today because it's a little bit weird with the outfit. So I'm instead maybe going to go for some socks, maybe just some socks like that poking out the top. Also on the toenail section, I have a few different things by Regina Raven. They have really great, like very like royal looking things in my opinion. It's very grand and I love their little like thigh, I don't know what you call it. It's like an anklet, but it's for thighs. A thigh-clit. No? And I love this on the toenail section because like I never use this section, so it's perfect because they never clash with anything. I don't know how that's staying up, by the way. Honestly impressive. And then at this point, I will go back up to the start and I will go on to the piercings category. And this is where I have a lot of fun because I basically give my Sims every single one of them piercings. So the main ones I use either by Magic Bot or by Praline Sims. Most of them are by Praline Sims, to be honest, but the Magic Bot ones are great because they have real variations and you can give them like so many piercings. Obviously, this is glitching with the eyelashes, but basically every single one of my Sims has a septum piercing. Maybe that's just because I have a septum piercing, or it's because they just look incredible. Maybe it's both, honestly. But I love giving my Sims them, so I actually think I'll give her one. No, I said that like it's a shock. Again, that one's by Praline Sims. I also might give her these two piercings underneath her eyes. Those gross me out, I'm not gonna lie. Like I have piercings, but oh, the thought of it just going into my skin like that is not nice, but they do look cool, so it's fine. Sorry, that one's funny. Okay, I think that'll be everything for her piercings. But then I'll also go down and give her some earrings. So I have this massive pack that's by Praline Sims. They have so many things. They have piercings. They also have a jewelry collection like this as well. And also I think a glasses collection. They've put them all together, which is incredible. I mean, there's just so many. I mean, most of the time I will always just use Praline stuff because there's just so many good options. You ever wanted cherry earrings? Well, now you've got them. I think I'll just go with these ones. They're just some hoops at the side, again by Praline. I did say before about the eyebrow thing. So this is kind of the point where sometimes I'll go back to the eyebrows because like I said, these are kind of just my default ones that I tend to use, but sometimes I'll be like, oh, I want to make them darker, or oh, I want to make them thinner, or oh, I want to make them like blonde or something. Like it just really depends on how the rest of the Sims go in. So now I've come back to it. Now there's the makeup and the outfit and everything. I'll come back and I'll try and figure out if I want to change the eyebrows at all. Sort of enjoying her with these like thin eyebrows. I think these look really good on her, and especially in like the lighter color as well. I think that's really, really cute. Now I might do a necklace as well. I say might, of course I'm going to do a necklace on you idiot. As I said, I have this massive collection of by Praline Sims that I use all the time, but I also really like scarves as well. These are all by Serenity. I think these are so cute, and I give these to honestly all of my Sims lately. Like look at that, guys. Are you kidding me right now? Honestly, that scarf is really tempting me. I think that looks really, really good on her. You know what? I actually think I'm going to change that skirt out to these shorts. I'm not sure what the creator is, but I will link them down below. And these look really, really good. I feel like it's a different vibe, but I kind of enjoy it. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling the skirt that much, but I feel like these look really cool. I think now I'm going to go on to the final category, which is the tattoo section. So I love this bit as well. Guys, I feel like I've said it for every single bit. I just love creating Sim. I'm sorry, what can I say? But this is a really fun section because I have a lot of extra things on here. My favorite to add is these bits. These were in the makeup category, but they're perfect for this section. So I could either add more blush, or I like adding the highlight on this section. This one in particular, this highlight 19 Maxis Match is wonderful because it just adds a bit more highlight to the Sim. But I also really love these because you can like layer up some different makeup. Now I'm not going to do that for this Sim, but you can see that I have just so many different variations that are just so fun. Like who wouldn't want a little spider on their nose? I mean, I wouldn't want a real spider on my nose, all right? All right? I ain't asking for it. All right, I don't want any spiders on my nose. I'm just saying. So I think instead I will just go for that highlight that I said about. There we go. And then another thing that I really like adding lately, it depends on the sim to be honest, but if I make it a more occult sim, first of all, Pixis is perfect for occult CC. If you need any occult CC, go to Pixis. They have the best stuff. But I love this extra markings one because you might think, oh Lana, that's really weird. It's like spider eyes. No. If you go on to this one here, this purple, it sort of just adds definition that I love. Now, I don't think I'll give it to this sim because she's not really like occult-like, but it really just defines a lot more and I really, really do enjoy it. But I am going to go through the tattoos. I don't really have many creators that I kind of just stick for tattoos. I just kind of have so many different ones, to be honest with you guys. So I can't really say like specific ones, but Peachy Fairy do great ones again. Honestly, I do use just basically the same creators over and over again with just some mixed in there. Might go with this one by Herbalia, and I think this one's really cute with the little witchy stuff. I could imagine her being into witch stuff. And then finally, I tend to do body hair. So I'm going to go on to this section, and I basically give most of my sims body hair depending on it. Well, it's not every time, but a lot of the sims I do give body hair to just because it's very realistic. So here we have, oh, actually, I don't know what her name is. Oh my God, we're about to say her name. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I really want to just try her with a couple of the other hairs because I just feel like I just need to see her. Oh my God, look at her, guys. Are you kidding me right now? I'm literally obsessed with this sim. I made her in like, I made her in such a short time. It was an hour. It was an hour. But oh my God, look at that hair on her. I'm obsessed. I'm literally obsessed with this sim. This sim is stunning. Like, you're joking. You're joking. I'm literally gonna cry. Like, are you kidding me? Are you? Oh my God, even with that. Wow. Magic. She's magic. But no, I'll go back to the hair I had originally. But I just wanted to check out everything else. Oh my God, look at her, guys. Look at her. Okay, sorry. So sorry. This is a common occurrence where I tend to kind of, you know, fall in love with my sims. Listen, it's hard not to, okay? So yeah, this is our final sim. So I guess, what's she called? Elena. Oh my God, that's so close to my name. Alana. Oh my God, slay. We're literally the same, but we're not because she's way cooler than me. You know what? I've just realized she's missing bracelets. I don't know what's wrong with me, guys. I'm so sorry. I literally always give my sims bracelets. I don't know what's happened. I must apologize for my actions. I always basically just go with in-game ones. I don't really have jewelry that's CC, or the ones I do have I don't use, to be honest. This one that's in City Living is my personal favorite. I don't know how it's staying up there, but I just love it so much. Elena Troutman. She uses she, her pronouns. And then another thing that I will always do when I'm making my sims, please excuse that I'm in this side of the screen. I feel very odd as well. But another thing I do is, obviously, you can go into this section here if you didn't know about this, and you can change more details. I don't tend to change this that often, but I do obviously change the sexual orientation most of the time. I'm going to make this sim a lesbian. The voice I never change up, so I don't know what I'm saying about that. But I also love giving my sims walk styles. I feel like it's an underrated feature in The Sims 4 is walk styles. Like, look how different the sims look. Actually, I think she'll start posing. Yeah, I mean, slay, honestly, gal. But I really love giving my sims different walk styles. Like, I think that she'd have, girl, please stop posing. This really, you can see the vision, but I'll leave her to pose. She can do what she wants. And now I'll go on to the aspiration category. A lot of the time, if I don't know about the traits, I honestly just randomize them. If I'm not getting a certain vibe from the sim, I'll just randomize them and just go with that. Oh my God, that is the worst I could possibly ever. Wow. I think that's single-handedly the worst traits I've ever randomized for a sim. Snob, evil, and cringe. Are you kidding? No, girl, no. She's not I mean, she could be evil, to be fair, but she's not evil, okay? She's generous, jealous, and a maker. Totally, sure. And honestly, I just close my eyes and just pick one. Sure, she wants a soulmate. Totally, yeah. And then I will go on to the likes and dislikes, which I always tend to add. Mostly just color most of the time for just like the main outfit. Obviously, she likes brown. In case you guys haven't noticed, she likes brown. I'm not really going to bother changing all these just because I'm never actually going to play with it in-game. It just seems a bit pointless. But yeah, that is everything I'm pretty sure that I do when I make a sim. So hopefully that's helped you guys a little bit with how I make my sims. Literally, as I was filming this, I got a comment saying, how is this so realistic? Like, I'm hoping that this kind of gives it away a little bit. Let me just show you guys the sim without reshade, by the way, because honestly, such a different vibe. Such a different vibe. This is proof that reshade is honestly a godsend. Like, look at the difference. Are you kidding me right now? Look at the definition on her face. Like, it's just such a difference. So if you want to download it, it is called April Showers. It is by me, and it is honestly just, I mean, maybe I'm biased, but it's wonderful. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if this helped you out in the comments down below. As I said, everything will be linked in the description. So if you need anything at all, it will be linked. And the creators that I use the most often, I'll also link in the description, just so that this is a place for you guys to come to if you ever want to know. Now, obviously, my sim child does change often, and probably next year I can do this video again and be like, God, I was so ugly back then. But you know what? That's a slay if you ask me. Let me know if there's anything I'm missing in the comments down below, and let me know if you want me to do any other videos like this in the future as well. If there's anything you particularly want to see, any creators, anything like that. So remember to like and subscribe to everyone, and I'll see you guys in a video. I love you guys. Bye. Also, I promise I'm more entertaining in my other videos. It's just because this was trying to be a tutorial that it was like weird, not trying to like make jokes every 5 seconds, but I didn't want to make jokes because I feel like everyone didn't want to make jokes, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.